Hello, this is map 1.2. Um, Still sick. I'm recording this right after the first one. Let's proceed. Please watch the first one. I have a playlist up that should be linked in the Discord in the next coaching thread, and that should just be what it is. Just watch the first one. It's a continuation. Here, I typically get high ground here, I'm gonna be honest. As a tank player, I like sitting up here and poking down, because this card provides a lot of cover for your DPS and supports, and they don't have snipers or super long range guys besides MK and Jeff. So for the most part, you're pretty good just standing here, try and force this corner. You can even knock this down to get rid of this and have even more, but just I don't know. I personally don't like front, but I do realize that is pretty decent as long as you can keep this pressure. Preferably here, there's only 3 of them up, so there's no reason for us to be scared. We should hard hold up here. You can see my mouse perfect. I really like this magic flank. Just working on flanking. Yep. We do have now. Can anybody see that? Where are you? No. 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 Alright, that's fine. No one knows that there is dude above. So we're just gonna wait. Hopefully a call out happens. I wanna take a moment. This Magic and Thor should organize a dive, and we should be focusing on dropping back for our supports. So yeah, that's everything here is just getting absolutely shredded by the dive here, and we gotta try and as these 2 flanks try and peel off some pressure, we should be collapsing on our supports and trying to help them, keeping them up. Good charms. Now we're moving back. Great dive. Both of you will be able to possibly get one. No. And now we're getting out. We did our job with distracting as the flank, so we should try and get out. And Magic should be calling that she's low, try not LOS our team, try and stay in that vision. Are we here? Magic spamming. I need healing, please. Yep. We're back. And then this is both our supports one. Unfortunate jump, but now we just hard reset early. We should not be using ults here. If we were to use ults, it would have had to be right as Venom used the ult. But instead, we unfortunately lost 2. So this is just unfortunate here, right now. One moment. Sorry, just double checking. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Just double checking the server. Sick. We're all good. I am ready. This isn't a good ult, even if it was decent timing ult. You usually want to at least throw your snowball before ulting. You can right click and Q back to back frames, because the animation for the snowball, the projectile spawns before the animation plays. So if you just right click and then Q immediately, you'll be able to get the snowball out, freeze, and then ult. So now we just want to work on getting back now. One thing you should be doing as Luna is the second this should fall, or sorry, I shouldn't swear. The second this falls to 5 seconds, you should be calling that out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And depending on how far away you are from your team, in this case you're super far away, so you should have already been walking back at 5 seconds because your team's respawning, and your magic should be walking back because she and you are now what's considered staggered. You know, you can't really get much done here, and you need to be backing up. This is also an interesting ult. Oh, you can also spam Q to switch quickly, not instantly like you could in season 1 and 2, where you can spam Q and you get heals and the damage boost at the same time, because there is now a cooldown lockout after switching, but you can press Q when she's full, or if you're counting left clicks, when people are left clicking, you can press Q right after their left click to give them a damage boost, and then left click, or press Q again to heal again. This ult's interesting. Once again, no reason to ult originally. Our team is still not back, so we're just gonna get CC'd, right? And we're not gonna be able to get the healing that we need here. So it's just not necessarily really good. You're dragging them back, but you know, now we're fighting a 4v5 again. The ult with magic didn't really do much there, unfortunately. And I reckon you're gonna switch to Punisher or a Squirrel Girl or something to deal with walls if they become a problem. But here, you know, we are down 2, but we do get back faster. Our spawn's closer, and we're not looking for the Venom, unfortunately. So he's just gonna go into the back and he's gonna poke out. Yeah, poke at that dude. Dive on back line. So we're gonna drop back. That forces an ult because we're split again. It's a decent ult. No, we're forcing Jeff ult. Sorry, I forgot his name. And we did kill her, but we did get that forced out of us. So unless we're able to justify it with a really tough push, and I'm talking about aggressive pushing back to this bridge type of push, then it's not going to be the best. So I think everybody should be on this guy. Absolutely. Oh, he's one. Unfortunate. So now we should try and kill him if possible, them two. And we should be holding. Our tank's a little scared. So now, when this Jeff's behind, even though he's low, we should try and get that, you know, get that, my apologies, get that focus on him. I was losing my train of thought. 1 second, there we go. With that, you know, Venom's still going, he's still going to be able to dive. We should be calling dive. We can even dedicate just the Loki to deal with healing the dives, because Luna would be able to take care of dive pretty well, and if she gets dived, then her and Loki, because she just needs a little heals to do what she needs, right? So upon Venom diving your backline, Loki could just stay in, heal Luna as much as she needs, turn back, heal, and he can really just place a cone at the backline to do some damage to and force him out early as well. And so now we're just losing time dealing with this dude. We are playing aggressive, which I like. Ooh, I like this freeze. And did we left shift? Are we gonna left shift? Okay. We are, but we're not going to focus. So they're mostly healed here, Luna. We can go ahead and just do that extra damage to him. And then this is just gonna get in, yeah. He did go a different weird angle. Oh, why are we ulting here? Let's go back and analyze. I was just watching his escape. So now... Okay. So, he's going back. Okay, now we're gonna go... Nice. This... we should call out. We should be calling this out. And oftentimes a Groot upon ulting will place his wall behind you. So we should dedicate someone that can break walls fast. 1 or 2 people, right, to break the wall that he's going to place right behind. So he missed it, so that's fine. He missed it because he, I don't know, maybe got booped or something, doesn't matter. But looking, okay. Yeah, we should be calling out whether we're charming or invisigrowing, and if we only invested charms, this is huge for us because they just used a lot. But we also put a barrier. We're able to get out because of barrier, which is nice. But then it's just gonna drop, yeah. And now he's gonna be able to hold us while we're out of our ult, while our ult's ticked off. So if, again, waiting a little longer for the charms to pop, or right before they pop, to use healer ults, and being able to call out if you're charming and ulting is going to be huge for us, because we're going to be able to whiff the charms, basically a mini ult, and that's the most important thing about charms, is just knowing when to use it and trying not to stack it with ults, because it's just as strong as an ult. So here we're going to be able to do a lot of poke. We heard him bounce. Now I'm not sure if this is picking up the audio of the game. It is. Alright. At least it says in OBS that it is picking up. We heard him bounce on the bounce pad, and we know no one's there. He's firing here, so we know he's gonna go and dive us now. Just peeking and then rotating. Nice. Okay. Now focus heal magic. We only need 1 healer on magic, right? If you guys want to organize which heals which, right, that would also be good, because having all 3 supports turn to the magic to heal is a bit wasteful, especially since we do have a front line to maintain. I'm unsure if all 3 supports turned, but at least 2 turned. Right, but now we're just focusing. We can keep this up. We do not need an ult here. We do not need an ult. The only person who is low, once I go over here, the only person who is going to be low is the magic. So all we have to do is heal. Magic was almost as low as this when 2 of us turn, right? We could just heal her out. She has movement ability, she's able to get this, so now let's really try and stay on damage as much as possible instead of healing, and we want to stay on point here, because we know that their win condition or stall condition is going to be their Venom. We did invest in ult, which isn't necessarily good. We want to be able to save that for situations where our 2 supports or 3 supports aren't able to out-heal the damage coming in. Since there was only 1 ult, we popped it. Popping that ult wouldn't have been enough if the Venom did the combo correct to one-shot. It wouldn't have been enough since all the damage happens at once. So you healing would not been enough here. But going further, we did pop the ult. Whatever, let's move past. If that does happen, we want to make sure we're using our ult in the correct area. again, stall condition is that Venom. He's going to be on card. He's trying to wait for his team to go back. He probably doesn't even care if he dies here. His, you know, ranking or rating isn't affected. This is a tournament, right? So it would actually be smarter if he tried to die on card and stall directly on card. They did pop the Jeff ult, which is able to go onto card and push you guys off. So they're able to retouch here. If we stayed damage boosting on card the entire time, we would have been able to burst down that Venom either completely or force him out a lot faster, and Luna could have stayed on card for after Jeff's after Jeff's ult, because when Jeff ults, if he's submerged, then he cannot touch point. So he would have to go in, right? Eat everybody. If 2 people can stay alive or not get eaten, that's all you really need, and you would have been able to continue and be pushing cards. Instead, we all backed up. So in this case scenario, it might have actually been better to have Jeff eat you and get that good old kind of like anti-stall situation happening where he can't be the one touching point because he ate. And again, we might have been able to hold a little bit more damage out with that Luna ultimate happening, and we would have been able to possibly get points earlier here. So let's go a little back to see exactly what transpired once again. So we're gonna go here.
Ready to put on a show.
I didn't even see you up there. Hold on, there's more to look now. So here, when did you come here, Thor? So we're gonna be, okay, that's the 2 down, so now we're hard pushing, but we know the Venom's still up there. Venom's gonna ult Thor. Venom on point, you know, drag your Thor back if you're not calling out. Your Thor is, again, not the one to determine exactly where the line is. He's really good at holding the line and he's really good at pushing. He cannot hold the line on his own though. He's not going to be able to provide that pressure that a mag can. He's not going to be able to provide that situation where he's able to kind of, that Thor's not able to kind of get that positioning that he needs to excel, whereas Mag can kind of stay around the positioning, and even though he might not be in the best positioning, his value in that position is better.
I am ready.
So here we are going aggressive with Thor when we should have been dropping back. We should be able to call out when they're diving, dived, Venom, Venom, you know, anything like that. Whether you want to go professional comms or not, you know, that you just gotta be able to call it out. With calming, I might have or post a video regarding the semantics of the game, which I encourage everybody to look at, and that would go a bit deeper into callouts and such, and what everybody should at least be able to understand.
On a show.
Here, unfortunately, Thor is caught out of position since we did have a dive. We did see the Venom high ground, and we didn't see him leave. So we know that Venom is back there. Not everybody knows, which is why we need those callouts. So here, you know, once again, this whole circle heals the same amount as just the edge. They don't have a shield. They do have a wall. So what does this tell us? Their wall or their Groot is coming back to place a wall, right? If he's really good, he's gonna place a wall because this Luna healing is LOS, otherwise known as line of sight, and that healing means that you do actually want to be closer to Luna when LOS is cut off, because she needs to be able to see you to heal you, even in the circle. That being said, though, their wall's coming back. We saw him die. Hopefully we were pressing tab to see how many seconds and counting implicitly how many seconds until he's back. If we're not, we should be able to do that. We should also be able to count ults, but I've been kind of avoiding counting ults right now and counting percentages, because that's a little advanced for what I want at least this VOD to focus on. Perhaps third point or fourth points when they're attacking, we may see me bring up alt tracking and alt counting in the future. But for right now, too advanced, don't worry about it right now. Let's just focus on improving what we as a team can do in terms of callouts and protecting each other and such. So here, we should be on point, absolutely. This guy is the only guy that matters in this fight. Yes, it's going to be a lot harder to take back the point when all 5 are alive, but it's going to be very, very imperative that we should take down the Venom here due to his large health pool and stall. So here we are, trying to just save our dudes. Should go back, pressing Q only when we need to attack, pressing being on heals as Luna only when we're low, otherwise we're DPSing. And if you're paying attention to the projectiles, and this is a very advanced Luna tip, if you're paying attention to the projectiles and the rhythm your teammates are shooting, you can actually press Q to boost their damage at the same rhythm, which would be the most value for your ult. But it really doesn't matter wasting too much value on your ult, because that has to do with a lot of processing and being comfortable with your team and your ability, which doesn't matter for us right now. But continuing, we want to absolutely be back here DPSing, right? Or on the DPS beat, or whatever you would like to call it, because we need to be able to take this point, and we still have 2 supports up. The only reason when Luna should be healing on her ult when we're running 3 supports is when we cannot keep up with heals. That's one. One of our supports is down. That's 2. Or when we need to bum rush a tight choke, which this doesn't technically qualify as a tight choke, especially since they don't have any hard spam into it besides MK Moon Knight. So here we're going to be able to kill this dude early. Beautiful. And we're able to get 2 picks. So all we have to do is break this wall. This wall is now the most important thing for our supports. This does force our Loki closer to the spawn, and we're doing great on Magic with that flank killing. So here, make sure to break that wall if we can, but also get that Groot nice. The only reason why I say we want to break that wall there is in case we need to hard drop back, and that Groot can actually box himself in with that wall. So we want to probably dedicate 1 or 2 people to just shoot the wall, not even constantly, but just shoot it in the scenario that he tries to use the wall. He did stick by the wall, and I think he tried to place a wall in front of him, and we were able to break that soon. But it's important to just get that sort of mindset where it's like, okay, this is kind of what might be stopping our heals. Our heals are pretty forward, which is like fair and unfortunate, or whatever you want to call. I didn't even wait. Hold on. Did we use Loki ult here? I don't think we need a Loki ult here. We are up 4 people here. Our Thor's back. We're up 4 people. This ult is better used somewhere else. You know, I do like that you're not popping your secondary ult. But now, because we've popped Loki ult, we need to really, really go up now. I would even say leave 2 supports on card and just the Invisigirl goes up. The Loki Invisigirl goes up. So here we're kind of lollygagging. They're not gonna flank here, right? This whole area, you don't see used as a flank. So right here, let me get that up. Very nice. So this whole area right here, you don't really see as a flank in many ranks. This is usually attacker's flank. Because this, this right here is defender's spawn, right? I think it's second defender spawn, right? And them going here, because they have to hold the front. They don't want the cart to be pushed in through choke, so they're going to be focused on the front. They don't have any flank. Like, this guy is maybe a flank. Moon Knight is maybe a flank. So he's the only reasonable one you can suspect to be there. Regardless, he's likely not going to be here even in the higher ranks. He's going to probably be forward trying to spam down the Loki clones that is going to happen once this ult finishes, right? So we do not care as mag, right, to stay over here. Holding this does not mean anything to us. We know Venom, he's not going to want to go here much. He's most likely going to die from top here or top of here. But either way, we are not going to be worried too heavily about Venom when we have 2 supports patty caking on card doing damage, because he popped his ult, and all that's going to do is slightly stall card. But if we're going to be able to get this much more space, it doesn't matter if he stalled card. So this space is more important because this choke's awful. Under bridge is awful, and then we're hit with another choke too. So this under bridge choke is just awful for attackers. So we're gonna want to push up ASAP to fill it. I love where this Thor and this Magic's positioning is, because they are holding this area that you as a mag should also go in. So nice, a little late, but we're gonna keep it. Nice. Is that 3 on card? Yeah, 2 on card, that's fine. And then we did not secondary ult with Loki, or did we? Okay. As Loki, even if your main ult is gonna run out, if you ult, that would keep you in that form longer. I'm not sure if it works with Invisigirl, but I know it works with Luna. If you ult at the very end, it'll keep you in Luna for longer. Either way, this stacking does not mean anything. If Venom dives you and right clicks you, he's gonna hit your clones too, and then he's gonna hit, you know, maybe melee, and then his tendrils will pop, and that's gonna delete your clones. So there's not much rhyme or reason to put your clones like this. Also, do not stand still. Even if no one's attacking you, AD strafe, WSD strafe, you know, just do anything to try and get like your APM actions per minute up. Even if it's useless, it's going to keep you on your toes longer. The amount of times that I've sat on card and gotten dove, and I wasn't AD strafing or WS strafing, is too much. It's a lot. I get dove a lot. And I more often lose when I'm completely standing still rather than when I am WASD strafing. because when you are WSD strafing or AD strafing or WS strafing, right, you are more ready, more alert to move if you get hit, and they're not going to get that free shot at the very
Saying
start.
anyway. Right.
So here, no need for you to be here. I like placing Loki here, or maybe even Loki here, or 1 second.
Tony.
I like when people place their Loki clone up here, here, or even here for the backup. You can't even place an aggressive Loki clone here. This is beautiful, by the way. I love the tanks and the magic here. We can look for potential flank using this, because now holding tab, oh, they have this guy, Rack. So they're going to be trying to res spam. So here, you know, look, Moon Knight flanking, he's going top flank. So we're able to hear his footsteps here. Let me just find mag, I can just click on that. Yeah. We hear shooting. You can very faintly hear footsteps. I'll let it pass, because there's a lot going up. You can't faintly, but now we definitely heard that. So let's see. Yep, we definitely heard that. So you're focusing here, which is fine. This guy's also about to hook you, so get ready to predict shift. You did it early. Nice dodge, and then back. Right. They're getting mooned in your back line. As a Magneto, you need to be able to turn around quickly. People behind you should be calling when you're being walled off, right? And then you heard that, so you should not be pushing in anymore. And then you're hearing everybody ult behind you, but you're not backing up. Now you are, which is fine, a little late. You don't need to full back up because no one's in this ult anymore. So you're gonna keep your position. You're just gonna look back to place your shield on them. You're not actually gonna go back because it's a Moon Knight ult. It's not like the person's actually there. What's more important is someone calls out where this Moon Knight is. Okay, backline, you know, Psylocke, right? Make sure you call out to your tank. Don't leave him alone. Okay, we're gonna hard heal this. We're gonna that's game. That's game. We're gonna try and ult here, is what I was about to say, but it didn't work out like that. Ooh, this ult I do not like. I like it for one reason: if we're gonna TP. But even then, I much rather have you at 25-50% ult than to ult here. So get out, run out, don't run in. This is staggering now. Nice. You're a bit staggered, but we wanna be able to stack for swap. Okay. We absolutely still need to stack for swap. I would much prefer a Strange here, mainly for wall break once again, and we'll be able to deal with that Bucky. Winter Soldier is Bucky. We'll be able to deal with that Bucky a lot better. Because now it's becoming a problem where maybe we're not using enough abilities to get any distance, or we're not focusing the correct target. I, again, haven't talked about it yet, but target priority, I sometimes allude to it. That's something I want to avoid for now, and I'll be talking about it in later videos. But that is something to keep in mind, who your priority is. As Thor, your priority is to displace anybody that's in your front line and push them deeper into your back line. As a Magneto, your priority is actually a lot of the time shooting over the enemy tanks into their backline. As a Magic, you know, your priority is not going to be a tank every second. It's going to be maybe a support, or maybe going for a quick flank to peel some pressure off of your tank so they can press up you. And that's something you gotta call out. As a support, you know, your priority is going to mainly be healing someone, but then you also want to be able to call out when something, you know, when you need ult charge, like, hey, don't heal Luna, you have ult, I need my Loki ult, and something like that. In these types of scenarios, you're going to be able to build out faster, you're going to be able to hold pressure faster, you're going to be able to achieve this and that and that. You're going to be able to push in and get what you need to do.
A nice deep breath.
So here, okay. Alright, he messed up the combo. That is a really hard thing to do, but regardless, we're going to be pushing back now. There is still a Psylocke in the backline. I don't feel like anybody has called that really too heavily. Even if you think you can take care of the Psylocke on your own, you're gonna have to be calling that. Because even though you can kill a diver, your tanks, your DPS are gonna be expecting heals. So you, as a support, as a DPS that's getting dove, you want to be able to, you know, say that and tell your tanks. You may not want them to go back, but you're gonna, you know, you're gonna let them know that you're not gonna be able to heal them in that moment. And so when they dive, and they're there, and they're, you know, going through all their abilities and such, right? The supports won't be able to help the tank, and the tank won't be able to help supports. In that scenario, sorry, I went on a wrong tangent. My apologies. But you won't be able to heal your tanks. My apologies once again. You won't be able to be healing your tanks when you're being dove. So you gotta call that out so they know not to push up and not to use abilities. That's where I wanted to go with that. And then both of you will have your abilities up for when the dive is out, so you can push in instead of having to both waste your abilities to achieve nothing. That's where I wanted to go with that. My apologies. I went to the second point before finishing the first point. Right. But they're still behind. It definitely still seems like we're not calling out everything that's happening, you know. But we're moving here. Here, you know, we're getting that in. We did lose one. We are low-key still.
Final 10 seconds.
No. Try and keep everything up. Great. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful ult here. Beautiful Invisigirl ult. Only complaint, it's a bit close. You could try and get yourself in the corner rather than near the middle. So I think, hold on, just double check. Yeah, you try to get it into yourself in the middle, but actually just pressing Q and immediately your circle lit up here, you're still in the circle, so you're fine. You're dandy. You can stay in that, and that's perfectly fine. And you will be able to still get healing on the edge, and you're going to be able to allow that healing ult. You're able to allow that healing ult to push past the point, and that would actually be able to encompass even one more person is huge, because their healers don't know where they are, where the enemy or their teammates are, within this, so they're just going to be shooting frantically, you know, and you'll be able to cut it out. Here I actually would have preferred if the Thor went in deeper to try and stall out the supports even harder. We're able to mag here, and we're able to push up. Good, now we want... Oh, that's unfortunate. We want to be calling out, if you're going to attack a tank with your mag ult, you want to be calling out who you're going to be attacking with your mag ult, because you're going to be wanting them to finish it off. You're not always going to be able to kill them with the mag ult, right, a tank, so you want someone to help burst it down. If you're not attacking a tank, then you're usually fine one-shotting a squishy. If you don't think you're going to be one-shotting it, say ulting XYZ person, and then people can collapse on that XYZ person and have it. Either way, it looks like right here they're about to do a lot of kills, so can we protect Magic here? Make sure we're looking at her. Unfortunate time to reload, alt, and then that's going to be game. If we had time, I would have say die, you know, and then TP back. Overall, I do think
The current score is
us making swaps within the game is fine. We don't have to stick with the same team the entire game, although that is pretty nice in terms of letting me coach y'all. We do, or we should want to make those swaps. I don't know the exact rules of the tournament, but
0,
you know,
2, 2.
want to be able to
Time
swap
to switch things up,
between who we
including which
need.
side
Even
you're-
dropping a support like that Loki. I'm not sure if he died earlier or not, or if anybody without all died. We could start up with a Strange. The Strange could play back or flank, and then could be setting up a portal while everybody is getting ulted for the people who have died to join him on the flank or somewhere else. But that's a bit more advanced, so let's stay with the simple of maybe picking up a Punisher for these walls, or a Squirrel Girl, or any other really good wall break. A really good one, since it seems like we want to play somewhat aggressive, or we have faulty aggressions, or we're not calling our aggressions, or we're letting the wrong people decide our aggression. If that keeps happening, we actually might want to switch to more sniper heavy, like Widowmaker and Hawkeye, to be able to go ahead and get those picks that we need, because Hawkeye and Widow are always aggressive because of the pressure they output. That concludes, I guess, point 2 and point 3. Point 2 was very short. Point 3 was also fairly short. So we're gonna call it there, and I'll be with you in the next video, I guess.